Google Python class. Here we see the logo of Google's Python class. This is free class for people with a little bit of programming experience who want to learn Python. The class includes written materials, lecture videos and lots of code exercises to practice Python coding. These materials are used within Google to introduce Python to people who have just a little programming experience. The first exercises work on basic Python concepts like strings and lists, building up to the later exercises, which are full programs dealing with text files, processes, and HTTP connections. The class is geared for people who have a little bit of programming experience in some language, enough to know what a variable of if statement is behind that you do not need. Overview of Google Python class. First point, set up Python. Second point, Python introduction. Third point, strings. Fourth point, lists. Fifth point, sortings. Sixth point, disks and files. Seventh point, regular expressions. First point, Python setup. Here we study about how to set up Python on a machine so you can run and edit Python programs and links to the exercise code to download. You can do this before starting the class, or you can leave it until you have gotten far enough in the Google class that you want to write some code. The Google Python class uses a simple standard Python installation, although more complex strategies are possible. Python is free and open source, available for all operating systems for python.org. In particular, we want a Python install where you can do two things: run an existing Python program such as hello.py, run the Python interpreter interactively so you can type code right at it. Both of the above are done quite a lot in the lecture videos, and it's definitely something you need to be able to do to solve the exercises. Download Google Python exercises. As a first step, download the Google Python exercises zip file and unzip it someplace where you can work on it. The resulting Google Python exercises dictionary contains many different Python code exercises you can work on. In particular, Google Python exercises contain a simple hello.py file you can use in the next step to check the Python is working on your machine. Below are instructions for Windows and other operating systems. Python on Linux, Mac OS X and other OS. Most operating systems other than Windows already have Python installed by default. To check the Python is installed, open a command line type by running the terminal program and cd to the Google Python exercises dictionary. Second point, Python introduction. Python is a dynamic interpreted bytecode compiled language. There are no type declarations of variables, parameters, functions and methods in source code. This makes the code short and flexible, and you lose the complaint time type checking of the source code. Python tracks the types of all values at runtime and flags code that does not make sense as it runs. An excellent way to see how Python code works is to run the Python interpreter and type code right into it. If you ever have a question like what happens if I had an int into a list, just typing it into the Python interpreter is a fast and likely the best way. What happens? Two lines about prints after you type Python and before the prompt, three arrow marks. Prompt tells us about the version of Python you have using and where it was built. As long as the first thing printed is Python 3 with the string slash. These examples should work for you. As you can see above, it's easy to experiment with variables and operators. Also, the interpreter throws or raises in Python parlance a runtime error if the code tries to read a variable that has not been assigned a value. Like C++ and Java, Python is case sensitive, so a are different variables. The end of the line marks the end of the statement. So unlike C++ and Java, Python does not require a semicolon at the end of each statement. Comment begin with a slash and ends to the end of the line. Python source code. Python source file use the py extension and are called modules. With a Python module hello.py, the easiest way to run it is with the shell command python hello.py alias, which calls the Python interpreter to execute the code in hello.py, passing it the command line argument. See the official docs page on all the different options you have when running Python from a line command. Here's a very simple hello.py program. Notice the blocks of code are delimited strictly using indentation rather than curly brackets. More of this later. Strings. Python has a built-in string class named str with many handy features. There is an older module named string which you should not use. String literals can be enclosed by either double or single quotes. All through single quotes are more commonly used. Backslash escapes work the usual way within both single and double quoted literals. Example /n// a double quoted string literal can contain single quotes without any fuss. Here for example, s is equal to string hi, print s1, print len s, print s plus there. Unlike Java, the plus does not automatically convert numbers or other types of string from the str bracket open and close function converts values to a string from so they can be combined others with strings. Pi is equal to 3.14. Text is equal to the value of pi is plus pi. Text is equal to the value of pi is plus str pi. For numbers, the standard operators plus slash and star work in the unusual way. There is no plus plus operator, but plus is equal to minus is equal to etc. work. If you want integer division, use two slashes. Example 6/5 is 1. The print function normally prints out one or more Python items followed by a new line. Lists. Fourth point. Python has a great built-in list type named list. List literals are written within square bracket. Lists work similarly to strings. Use the len function and square bracket to access data with the first element at index 0. Colors is equal to red, blue, green. Print colors 0. Red. Output red. Colors red, blue, green listed. Red 0, blue 1, green 2. Assignment with an on list does not make a copy. Instead, assignments make two variables point to the one list in memory. B colors red, blue, green. B also red, blue, green. For and in Python, for and in constructs a extremely useful, and the first use of them we will see in with the list. For construct for in list is an easy way to look at each element in a list. Other collection. Do not add or remove from the list during iteration. Fifth point. Sortings. The easiest way to sort is with the sorted list function, which makes a list and returns a new list with those elements is in sorted order. The original list is not changed. A is equal to 5, 1, 4, 3. Print sorted A. Print sorted A. Output is 1, 3, 4, 5. Print A. 5, 1, 4, 3. It's most common to pass a list into the sorted. Sixth point. Dicts and files. Dict hash table. Python efficiently key value hash table structure is called a dict. The contents of dict can be written as a series of key value pairs within brackets. Example dict is equal to key value key 1 value 1, key 2 value 2. The empty dict is just a empty pair of curly brackets. Thank you.